I want to be a mom. You know, I am 30 years old. I feel like this is like the great years for me to be a What's up, everybody? It's your girl Pregan, and I am back with another video. Oh, hold on. Need to plug in my mic. Alright, I'm back. I had to plug in the mic so we can have a clear, sound. So today is Friday, February 5th. We are exactly 1 week away from my surgery day. As the time gets closer, of course, it gets more real for me. I need some for these lips. Sorry, I had to go put some on these chapped lips. Like I said, we're 1 week away from surgery, and as the time gets closer, it gets more and more like I get more and more anxious, excited as well, because this is really a life-changing thing for me. If you're not somebody who've experienced fibroids or know anybody that experienced fibroids, you really don't understand or get the impact of how much it really has on your life. And honestly, I didn't know how deep it was until 2020, because that was when I really started to notice a lot of change and stuff with my body. One of the examples of that change is, my menstruals. My menstruals started coming twice in 1 month, and even in 2020, I had found out that I had polycystic ovaries. And so, and that's like little follicles, these little follicles that's around your ovaries, but a polycystic ovary syndrome. And that's pretty much if you have, you have the syndrome piece when you are, again, like bleeding excessively. So say, for instance, if your menstrual is 1 month, I'm sorry, whoa, not 1 month, but it could be. So say, for instance, if your menstrual, normal menstruals is like 5 to 7 days. Some people have 3 days, which is a blessing. Okay, so if you notice by your 5th or 7th day, you're still on and it's still like a active flow, not like, oh, I'm about to get off type of flow, like a truly active flow, and it keeps going. Sometimes it can go for 2 weeks straight, 3 weeks. Then that's when they pretty much deem it the syndrome. My menstrual hasn't been that way. Just to let y'all know, this is going to be very personal, because fibroids run heavy in Black women, and so I want to, of course, give all this information for my fellow Black women. But not only that, because they're still researching a lot of stuff, like some of the things I'm going to share with you were just published in 2020. So it does seem like they're still actively trying to research this. I want people to be aware and be on the lookout for, just monitoring their bodies, taking care of their bodies. My menstrual is more so twice in 1 month. So I'll come on for my little 5 days, and then I'll have a good 1 to 2 weeks before I see another 5-day cycle. And I can't think of the first month it happened, but I do have an app that I keep on my phone called Flow, F-L-O. And so I use that to track my menstrual, because once it started tripping, I was like, I'm going to need something to keep up with this so I can share with my doctor. First thing I started to notice was, outside of the menstrual, was that I was urinating frequently. So, of course, during those breaks where I didn't have a menstrual, I'm thinking, oh snap, like, are you pregnant? Because you're urinating a lot. So then, of course, I had taken, I don't know how many pregnancy tests in 2020. Probably like 3 pregnancy tests. All, of course, saying negative. This is the big one. So during sexual intercourse, I noticed that I would have pelvic pains. And it was abnormal. Let's just say that. And it wasn't pleasant at all. And so I would notice when I was a certain way, it was worse than, other ways I was. And so I was just like, look, I can't, this is a lot. Then I started like Googling stuff and trying to see what I could figure out, because there's still no answer as to why fibroids even exist. Like, why do they come about? Why is it always during your childbearing years that they first show themselves? Once I started researching, I found out, oh, there are some answers, you know? And so I will share with you some of the stuff that I found, because this is going to be the things that, you know, pertain to me. Another one of the things was I was feeling full all the time. Like, I can eat trust me, I'm not the best eater, but I'm not the sloppiest eater. I don't really have a lot of red meat and stuff. I mostly eat chicken and fish. I would notice I would eat some of the stuff and I would be feeling full, and I'm just like, okay, like I feel overly stuffed, and it's a lot. This is one of the personal ones, but this is real. And this was rectal pressure. Now, let me just tell you, I related to that, and no, my rectum is a virgin, so we don't have to worry about that, okay? I will say though, I would have pressure, and I'm like, I know I'm not straining when I go to the restroom or whatever, so I didn't understand why I was having this pressure. And so then I felt this, so of course this brought me some relief, because it was like, woo, okay, somebody knows what I'm feeling, right? It says, if uterine fibroids grow large enough, they can begin to place pressure on the rectum. They might also begin to put pressure on other parts of the digestive system, and this might lead to problems like constipation. Speaking to the constipation, there's sometimes a delay in that area too. And for me, I had to have my gallbladder removed in 2013. So the gallbladder works with your waste and stuff. And so ever since that had been removed, I literally have had no problem going to the restroom until here lately. I eat vegetables with every meal. I eat vegetables a lot. I love vegetables. So I'm like, there's no way in the world I should be constipated or having an issue with going to the restroom. This is the biggest one and the most important one for me, which is infertility. Again, I have had 2 pregnancies. I shared this in my domestic violence story. I had 2 pregnancies in my entire life. So my first pregnancy, I was 22 years old, and I decided to terminate. With the second pregnancy, I was turning 28, so 2018, and I miscarried. But this one is big to me because I want to be a mom. You know, I am 30 years old. We are now in 2021. I will be 31 this year, and I really want to be a mom. You know, I feel like this is like the great years for me to be a mom. I'm ready, y'all. Honestly, I'm ready to be a mom, and I'm tired of postponing it. I'm tired of telling myself, well, maybe you're not ready. Maybe it's not meant to be. I'm tired of letting fear jump in the way of me doing what I know I was made to be, which is be a mom. This one was also, it spoke to me. Expanding waistline. Okay, this spoke to me so deep, because I had noticed in 2020 that your girl wasn't fitting her jeans. You know, your girl wasn't fitting being able to button. I will be able to pull them all the way up. They come past the thighs. They come past the butt. But as soon as we got to this waistline, your girl could not button it. So for me, it was just like, this ain't cool. You know, so this spoke to me, because I'm like, yeah, your girl used to have a waist. Now it's just straight, and I ain't feeling that. So yeah, urinating frequently, I touched on that already. That is really a biggie, because apparently the fibroids can apply pressure to your bladder. The irregular menstruals, we've already talked about that. They also have on here heavy menstrual bleeding. Normally, I've noticed in the months where I had 2 menstruals, the second one is light. The second one is chill, you know what I'm saying? The cramps ain't as bad, and I'm good. But mainly, my issue wasn't heavy bleeding. My issue was heavy cramping. My cramps are from hell. So this says vaginal fullness, and I used to describe it as vaginal pressure. Sometimes it used to feel like it was just pressure in my vagina where it would just hurt, you know? And I would just be like, why is my vagina hurting? And they say, some may say that it feels like sitting on a ball. Yeah. But it seems like the ball is like right there, applying pressure, wideness, spreadness. Yeah, it's excessive, it is intense, and it's no fun. Lower abdominal discomfort. That pretty much ties into, for me, it pretty much ties into the pain during sexual intercourse, because that was mainly where I had it, in the pelvic abdominal area. All of these symptoms I was experiencing, of course I was wondering what's wrong. Now I wasn't wondering what it could be, because I had already been aware of my fibroids as of 2018. I've always knew I had them, and I knew it was a possibility that they could grow. So that is what I deemed all of these issues too. Like, maybe my fibroids have grown, and I was correct. They grew, some dissolved, and whatever. So the surgery I will be getting is called laparoscopic myomectomy. And that is when they remove the fibroids from your uterine wall. So some people can get fibroids inside their uterus, and some can get them outside of their uterus. My fibroids are outside of my uterus, which is a better chance of me being able to have future pregnancies with no issues. The only thing about it is I will have to get a C-section. It will not be an option. And that kind of affected me a little bit, because it was like, geez, I really wanted to try a natural vaginal birth. But, you know, at this point, I want to be a mom. So however way I got to get there, that's what we're going to do. Okay. Of course, when you do the myomectomy, there is a chance that the fibroids can come back. And so with that, I will say, you know, if you are a person that's getting the myomectomy, you might want to go ahead and do that. Of course, you have a 6-month waiting period before you can try for any kids. And as soon as that 7-month hit, get to work, baby. But for real, get to work, so that way you can get your kids taken care of. And then that way, if it does come back and it causes any additional pain or whatever, at least you got your babies. This is my goal. My goal is to have babies and to have a better menstrual cycle. Okay. So it said the procedure can take 2 to 4 hours. My doctor already told me that because I have 4 fibroids, it should only take about 2 hours. So what he's going to do with mine is he's not going to take mine out whole, because he's only doing incisions for me. So he's actually going to break them up in little pieces and pull them out that way. Some people get them removed whole, and that's when they get pretty much the C-section cut. And of course, the healing time is different between either the incisions or the actual cut. So now this brings me to the young lady named Olivia. Well, on Instagram, her name is Olivia Dope. She does a podcast with 2 other girls. One of the women is from Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, the one that kept cheating on her boyfriend or something, and she ended up messing with Booby for a little bit. I don't know her name, but if I find it, I would definitely place her picture here. But Olivia Dope on Instagram, she acknowledged that she had fibroids on one of the podcast episodes. She's about to go get surgery for it. So after she did, she shared it on her Instagram. The thing that stood out to me was that this woman had 80 fibroids removed from her body. 80. Yes. Okay. She said she had been dealing with this for over 12 years. I couldn't imagine. I'm going through hell with just 4. I definitely couldn't imagine 80 and for over 12 years. Okay. She also shared the photo. So if you do not want to see, I would suggest you fast forward, because I'm about to place the photo now. So in that photo, you see that this woman has 80 fibroids, y'all. And I just, oh my God, my heart broke for her, because I'm just like, how did you do it? You're so strong. You know, I admired that strength of her, because I couldn't have done it, you know? And so they did, as you see, they took hers out whole because of how many she had. And then you saw the largest one down to the little mini chicken nuggets that they look like. I had to share that, because I like when I see I can relate to other people, or they can relate to me. So I wanted to know if the fibroids could affect hormones, because I struggle with acne. I don't know if you guys can see, but I have like little marks on my face because I like to pick my face. It's a problem. Of course, I first started struggling with acne when I was 11 years old. Of course, I don't think I'm still dealing with puberty acne. I believe I'm dealing with just imbalance of hormones, because when I was on birth control, I had very good skin. You know, I didn't have to worry about this. This was not an issue. I may have had a pimple or 2 from, you know, my menstrual ready to come, but that was it. But now, because I haven't been on birth control since the beginning of 2018, and I really don't have a desire to ever get back on birth control, I'm doing other things to take control of my skin, to get it calmed down. But I do believe the fibroids are contributing to my acne and my breakouts, because in November or in December, I have found out that I was pre-diabetic. One, because of my weight. My weight is 195. This is the highest I've ever been in my weight ever. And I know it is because the fibroids have grown and contributed to the pounds. Also, because I have the fibroids grow off of carbs, such as potatoes, especially white potatoes, corn, white rice, white bread, dairy. It loves dairies, and I do too. So milk, I love milk. Yes, I had switched to 2%, then I had switched to organic, but lately someone introduced to me oat milk. I have been told about almond milk, but this is oat milk, which has no dairy, and so I have been drinking and eating that with my cereal. Sugar, of course. Oh, back to the dairy. Cheese, I love cheese, except for American. I don't do American cheese, but like cheddar, pepper jack, all that. Mozzarella, I love those cheeses. As well as sour cream. Anybody knows me, they know I love Chipotle, and sour cream and cheese are my weakness when I get to Chipotle. I can even do without the rice. I've done without the rice before, but lately I've been doing light rice. You know what I'm saying? So it's barely any in there. I'm able to finish the whole bowl like that. But also, it's barely any rice in there, and I'm probably going to get Chipotle today. So what I've been trying to do is where I have, if I'm going to have dairy, I'm trying to do it at least only once a day. And then I'm going to try to get to a point where I only have dairy like once or twice a week, because I want to really see if this helps. I'm going to see what these fibroids do once they are removed, because the fibroids are holding on to all this dairy I'm eating, all this carbs I'm eating, which could be contributing to the hormone imbalance, which could be contributing to me breaking out. So once these fibroids are removed and gone, I want to see what my skin does and how it reacts. Okay? I just want to get on track with my life. The fibroids have definitely contributed, again, to my pounds, to the weight in my face, the weight in my arms and everything. It's just ridiculous. It also contributes to fatigue. I'm always tired. I can sleep for days. I don't like it. Personally, I don't like to sleep like that, because it makes me groggy sometimes, because it's just too much sleep. I have no desire of working out. None whatsoever. And that's not like me. Even if I'm not consistent like 3-5 days a week, I'm still gonna do something. And I don't do anything. I may walk Gigi around the neighborhood, and that's literally a circle. Again, it's affecting my sex life. I'm definitely in a relationship, and that's needed. That's really pretty much it. I know this video is pretty lengthy, but I had so much information I wanted to share, and it's still so much more. I'm excited for a life change, because I have so many goals for once I get this surgery and heal. I just have to do better with taking care of me. I made that vow to myself that I will be taking care of me better. And now I've shared it with y'all, so y'all can hold me accountable. Friday is the day, so I'm excited. I just want to thank you guys for listening and sharing this experience with me. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.